Hey, what's going on YouTube? So recently ran into a big issue after Mudfest. Um, After Mudfest, the Maverick was overheating. Um, the gauge lights wouldn't come on. If I turned it off, it wouldn't turn back on. I read all the power distribution and grounds here, pulled offline, and I kept on popping fuse 4A, that one, the little 10 amp fuse, which runs to these, the gauge, tail lights, brake relay, brake light switch, and communication connector. And it's been about a week, 2 weeks now, and I've ripped this thing totally apart, trying to diagnose it, and took out the tail lights. I read some stuff online, the forums. Take out the tail lights, disconnect whatever it's ran to, this and that. I'm sure you've done the research as well. Everything else works when it's started, besides the gauge. Besides the gauge. So I went through literally, I don't know, 20, 30, 10 amp fuses trying to find this short, because I figured it was a short somewhere in the wiring. And today I have found the short. I have went to, hold on, can I turn this on? Yeah. I've checked your brake sensor here, that thing. I pulled it off. It did overheat down there, and a bunch of coolant fell down on that, so maybe I was thinking it burnt some of those wires. Checked them out, put a new fuse in, and unplugged it and put a new fuse in, and it still popped. So I was like, what the hell? Lost for words. So I just ripped out all the plastic off, followed all the wiring, and people say sometimes it's the O2 switch, your O2 switch down here, or O2 sensor on your front header back there, and then you got your other one right there. You want to check those. Those were fine. Everything I looked up, people said that they found out what was wrong with it was fine, or fixed the issue. Mine wasn't that easy. Okay, so cut to the chase. Took off the side panel. All these wires here mount up to this big wiring harness. Sorry, trying to stay on focus. This big wiring harness, and this wire here, this one, which I followed, goes down to the top of your engine block right there. So whatever that reads or controls or whatever, it goes right on top of the crankcase. I'm assuming oil or temperature, I don't know, but so damn it, light. I already got it taped up. Okay, so I already got it taped up. So this wire here was actually resting on this engine block mount, if it would focus. And you can see right there where it was grounding out. So this wire here was butted up right against that engine mount because it was zip tied. Same with all these other wires next to it. It was zip tied next to that, and so it burnt through, and there was my ground. There was my short. So I don't know if this is going to help anybody. I know I saw it on forums. A lot of people had the same issues with this 10 amp fuse in there, and maybe this will be some help. It is time consuming hunting it down, but this is something you'll want to look at if you're having the same issue, especially after overheating and being in limp mode and covered in mud and your your radiator being covered in mud as well. So so this wire goes straight to the crankcase. You follow it down over through the engine, through there, up and over to your crankcase. And so really what you want to do is just go around the whole engine block and look at all the wiring, and whatever looks out of place or whatever might have got hot whenever your vehicle was hot is what you want to look at. So what I did was just split the wire, put 2 brand new connectors in it, crimped them, taped it up real good, and now turn on the key, and there she is. So she's saying high maintenance required. I'm sure I gotta change the oil. Oil looks fine and everything, but well, the engine light turned off finally, but it's low on gas and the seatbelt ain't plugged in, so that's what's showing up there. But yeah, if you're having this cluster go out and it won't start, it's that F4 10 amp fuse down there at the bottom. And here's the diagnostics. You can pull them up on, just type in on Google Can-Am Maverick. This is a Can-Am Maverick 1000R diagram for wiring, and it will, and there's your F4 fuse, your 10 amp keeps popping, and then that's what it goes to. Your tail lights gauge, brake light relay, brake light switch. So you go through all that. So however, even though it doesn't state whatever that wire actually does, it goes to your engine block, like I said, it's still creating a short. So that's probably running back to the computer, which is on here as the communication connector. So I'm assuming it runs back to that. So it's telling the gauge what's going on with your engine, overheating or whatever the case may be. But yeah, hopefully it helps any of you guys out. That's a wire to definitely check. I've heard O2 sensor wires getting hot and burning up. Brake lights being a pain in the ass. I guess they short out too. But she starts now. We're running 30-inch tires, and I've just ripped this thing completely apart. If you want to find the problem with wiring, you really gotta dig into it. It sucks, but it worked out. I think it's still wanting to overheat a little bit, so I might have to clean the radiator a little bit more. But I hope you guys liked the video. If it helped you at all, please leave a like, subscribe, and hopefully I can get this thing back together and not have any more issues with it. So when you're playing in mud, make sure you keep it cleaned after every mudding, and just keep an eye on the temp gauge, which these don't have one. But if it goes in limp mode, put it up or clean it up, and yeah, just be wary of wiring, because for some reason Can-Am just thinks it's a great idea to put wiring all right next to the block. So other than that, hopefully it helps you guys out. Just comment, subscribe, like if you can, and I'll post more videos when she's all set. Peace.